Hello, hello, hello. Can you hear me?
Now talking to yours.
Okay, I'm still talking. Hi, Soph.
What?
Why are my bangs acting so weird?
Me literally every day. Hello? 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 Hello?
Hello.
Is this 4?
It.
Hello?
Hello.
I think yours is 3 and this is 4. I'm gonna say, yeah, do we have a label maker? I could have sworn I've seen some. Actually, use paper tape. What did I just say yours was? 4?
3, I thought.
You're right.
Woohoo. I got something right today. All right. Ready? Hi, everyone. Sharon and Diane. Oh, hi from Springfield, Missouri. So glad you guys are here. Happy Tuesday. I actually hadn't gotten myself very organized for showing stuff, so I'm like, let's make it a little prettier here. We got some pretty stuff. Here's some more pretty stuff. It's so cold, Joanne. I agree. Oh, Jackie, I'm jealous. You're in Fort Myers. I'm guessing that's warm. Carolyn, hello. Yes, Peggy Ann, Michigan, you're probably bitter cold as well, so I'm not jealous of you. Tina, Louisiana, probably warm. I feel like instead of saying where you're from, you should just put in the temperature. And so, nice shirt, thank you. I made it this morning. So here we go. And I'm shocked. My son called me at like 9:30 this morning, and I was like, how are you even functional? Because I know he was celebrating and drinking apple juice last night to cheer on his team. And so, but at 9:30 he was awake and perky, and he accidentally forgot to turn off his alarm for school today, even though his instructor for his morning class canceled class last week. He was just like, forget it. I know you guys aren't going to show up anyway, so I'm not coming in. And so, yes, go Hoosiers. So it's amazing what this team accomplished and the odds they overcame. It was in the game, very stressful. It was really great. Oh, see, I'm getting some numbers now. 31.59. Yeah, it's cold. It was 37 this morning, Tina. I'm sorry, but that's like not even our high of the day. So, but that is chilly for there. Upstate South Carolina, 46. We got 29. Yeah, it's been a long road. So I think you're talking about IU, but I could be wrong. 11 in Cleveland. We got a 12, 20. So yeah, very, very chilly. We are definitely in the depth of winter. So, but I was saying my son, so he was out until 3 a.m. drinking apple juice and hanging out with friends. And so he said there was a drone that went over and did a video, and it's apparently been on Instagram and the news. And he said he can actually spot himself in the crowd on Kirkwood. So Question, Tiffany, I'm making a shoulder bag for my 16-year-old granddaughter using the Dorothy bag. My question is, how long should I make the shoulder strap and how wide? So I'm not familiar with the Dorothy bag. But what I tend to like to do is on a strap, have it kind of the same width as what's going on the end if it's one long strap. If you're doing, well here, so like this one, I like for like a little bag, this is a 22-inch strap, and I like it because I feel like it's about the right length for holding and doing like that. This one to me seems a little short. This was a 16, and so it's really more if you're going to carry it just on your arm like that. So I hope that helps. Width, to give you an idea, this is a 1.5-inch webbing, but then folded in half at the top, and so that ends up being 3/4. So really cute, it works well. This one, I started off with a 4-inch strip, and then it went down to a 1-inch. So again, I hope that helps. I also have, wait for it. So, oh, I need to zip it though, so it's even cuter. Hold on, giving me a second. Look, my IU bag. And so I actually wish I had made the straps go all the way down to here. I might go back and redo that, but so anyway, this one has 1-inch straps as well. And so this is a little bit thicker though. All right, here we go. So I'm all decked out. All decked out for the day. So 50 degrees, Peggy Lee. I am incredibly jealous. I think you're winning right now for the warmth. And so Fran, I'm warm. It's nice and warm inside. I've got all these lights on me too, so even warmer. And so I mentioned I made this morning. I don't know if any of you, I know college season ended officially last night, but if you're looking at doing something simple and you want to put a pattern on things, needing, thank you. It's a great bag. It's a very simple one, so I could definitely show you guys if it's something you're interested in. It has a basic zipper on the top, and so, but I was going to say what I did to make this was really easy, and I'm going to show you real quick while we're warming up and letting people come on, especially since it's not really like official. But I printed out an outline of the IU logo. It's just like that, super simple. I actually printed it, I did 2 sizes. And so I was actually thinking today for our project to make the bag with an IU logo, but I kind of got vetoed because we don't sell the fabric. So anyway, so what I did is I used my light table, which I'm using, what am I using here? Hot Fix. So Hot Fix adhesive is what I have. And then I have my light table, which I love a light table. So we're going to use it a couple times today. Are we early today? We might be a little early. I'm not starting off with the actual project. I'm just getting started. 8 degrees. Oh boy. Melody, you're cold. 72 in Miami. Nadine, you win. I think you win. That's amazing. So what I did is I printed that out and then I put it behind freezer paper. I already scribbled it on here once, so I'm going to just do it like this real quick. So I just put it on like this, and then I outlined it. So I just took a pen. Well, actually, I took a pencil so I could erase if I needed to, but I'm going to just show you. So I just went along those lines and marked them all. So you can kind of see on here. So now you can see where I did it. If I turn that light off, you might be able to see a little better. And so then I had my IU. So then what I did is I just roughly cut around it. Ooh, you made one with the sublimation printer. How nice. I don't have that toy at home, so I didn't get to. So then you just cut this. It's kind of like doing, it is exactly doing applique. And so then you just kind of, like I said, I roughly cut it. Woohoo. And then I'm gonna make sure our iron is on. So then I used my handy dandy iron. All right, I'm gonna move these things out of the way. Okay, again, this is the Hot Fix adhesive. It is amazing stuff. So if you haven't used it, it doesn't add a lot of bulk, but it really holds well. It's really, really nice. And so we used our light table. Now we're going to get my IU fabric, because I'm not gonna waste this, right? So it's inside the IU bag, because we're all IU. Let's see. That worked better on a cotton shirt. Possibly. I didn't think it worked. It was too bad on here though. I like it. I'm happy. This is what I had available to me too, was this sweater. I was going to return it to Walmart because it was I bought it and it was a little too big, but I was like, well, I can play with it and just do this and that'll be fine. All right, so what I did is I used a piece of upholstery fabric. So again, not the most washable. And then I just put this, you want to put the shiny side up. You can kind of see, oh, nope, shiny side down, excuse me. And it's going to go right on there and we're just going to do a quick press. Do you want me to slide the ironing mat over?
You're all right.
Okay. There we go. So I'm going to just use this. And you just do a quick press on there. All right. And then it's nice and stuck. And then you can easily go around and cut along all those lines. And so now this is kind of a trickier design and it takes a while. So I'm probably not going to cut it all out for you guys. But it's just nice because you go through, you cut all this. Let's see. I used a ruler this morning because I really wanted my lines to be straight. So using scissors right now is pretty close. Let's see, here we go. But it might be a little bit of a wonky IU logo since I'm doing it this way this time. So I'll get the gist of it here. And if you haven't used it before, it is really nice, this product. Like I said, you can customize basically anything. And I know, like if you have one of the an embroidery machine, you can do this on your embroidery machine and you can just do it as an applique. And so, but this is a nice way to do applique if you don't have that. And so. Let's see. Cold, started in the 20s. Ugh. Yeah. Nico he had a delay at school today, which sort of threw off the whole morning. And so he didn't go in until 10. They had a 2-hour delay because it was with the wind chill. I think it was -6. I don't know. It was cold. It was really cold. All right. Here we go. So again, I'm just cutting down through all this. I'm going to be using it for something else. I don't know why I was doing the IU, other than I was just excited. So, sorry guys. The sewing mat behind me.
Oh, that's a quilt.
Oh, that must be a Kimberbell quilt. It's adorable, isn't it?
It is last year's.
So Sophie's saying it's last year's.
It's last year's mystery quilt. It's called Mystery Wallflower Quilt or something. But Kathy and Mary Lou did all of the blocks on video. So if you're curious and want to buy it, look it up.
Okay.
And watch those videos.
Yeah, and they're on Wednesdays, those Kimberbellas. And so, all right. Almost done right here. Do. These are really nice scissors. They're very sharp. This is the Kai scissors with that really pointy. Here, I put it.
Karen K. Buckley.
Oh, Karen K. Buckley. You're right. They're not Kai. They're Karen K. Buckley, and they're wonderful. And so they really get into those little corners. All right. Another thing I don't have at home. All right, I can see the bottom of my eye is wonky. There we go. All right, that looks pretty good. I got a few loose threads. All right, so there's, I missed another spot, obviously. All right, here. Oh my goodness. There we go. All right, so now I have an IU logo. And what's really nice is you just score the back. So we just need a little needle or something sharp and pointy. Here we go. I used a pencil. Pull this out, and then you can see it's shiny under there. So now I can put it on anything I want. So like this obviously is not a good match for it, but you could put it on any bag you wanted, and then you would have an IU bag. How great is that? So you just press it on place, and then it'll hold it there. It's really nice if you want to go around. You can stitch it. You could do a zigzag. You could just do it close to the edge, or you could just leave it. And so anyway, I'm going to save that and put it on something at some point in the near future, but for now, it's going back in my bag. All right, so this is the project we're going to work on today. It is just a ruffle, it's like kind of like a book bag. It's really cute. Sophie and Kate asked me if I would do some bag charms. And so they sent me a picture of this adorable little heart. See how cute that is. Theirs was a little bit different. It had lace around the outside edges. Of course, as I was working on this project yesterday, realized I didn't have any lace that would go with it. I didn't have any lace at all. In fact, that was the small ribbon style, but that's what the other one had used. But I thought this was a really nice alternative. Some of you for We Love to Stitch may have gotten these scissors before. Love these scissors. They come in either a traditional pinking shear, or they come in the scallop, which is really nice. Oop, there we go. So that's what I used with the scallop on it. So you can see the little rounded edges. Really fun and cute. Easy way to make a little tag. We were talking about what to stuff it with. You could stuff it with just polyfill, which I have lots of polyfill here. Or you could put in something else. You could put in a rice, or you don't even have to put rice in, but you could put something else in there more substantial, and even add some essential oils. And so you would always smell nice, or at least your bag would. And so this is a kit. So if you like this particular version, so you can get the scissors if you don't have scissors already. I think they're in the thing already. On here, this one is a kit. What's really fun about this one, if you look right up here on the handle, on the strap, and you can probably do this with other fabrics too. This one in particular just had a really cute bunny running along the selvage. And so when I cut the handle, I just made sure normally I cut the selvage off. This one, I kept it. And you can see he's on the other side as well. He's so sweet. Oh, somewhere in there. I'm like, where do we go? Woohoo! There he is. Look how cute he is. So really fun. Again, this is a super easy bag. The kits, they will come with all the fabric you need to make the bag and the charm. They will come with written instructions. It's very simple, so it's just going to be words, probably won't even be pictures. And then, now these are not sized. I was doing this morning, and but it will also come with some templates that you could use for making different bag charms. And so, here's a heart one that obviously I need to make it a little bigger and things like that. A flower, a butterfly, and a star with four kind of simple shapes that I picked, but you could do anything. I literally just pulled up line drawings this morning, and those are the ones that I chose to put on there. But again, that'll come with it. You'll have those so that you can do that. All right, so this kit's available. I'm going to show you the kits first, because otherwise I have a tendency to forget later, and then not that I get in trouble for it, but I feel bad that I make everybody put all the product in, and we run around like maniacs, and then I'm like, oh shoot, we didn't sell anything. So, all right, so there's that one. This one I think is adorable, because this is a perfect size for books. So I had a couple of books in here earlier, but how sweet would that be for a kid's book, a bag book? Not that that's the only thing they could carry, but oh, your granddaughter's name, Sherry, that's a good idea. I like that. Oh, and I assume this was in there. The Hot Fix adhesive was available to sell too. And the light table. If you don't have a light table, I'm going to show you in a minute using fabric and cutting these out. The light table is really great. Here is Hello Kitty. We had this fabric and it sold out. So Gloria ordered more. So we've got a kit for this project with that too. And then we have this one that is so pretty. Look at that. Just gorgeous for spring. And this one is also part of the collection that has the little bunnies. So if you got that one, you would also be able to put a little bunny on your handle if you wanted to. The one we're going to do today it's not Nantucket Summer. I think it's called Blueprint by Camille Ross Kelly. I'm probably saying that wrong, but those are the two fabrics that you'll get with that. And so the scallop is fun, isn't it? So again, really simple project that we're going to do today. I'm not going to be here next week, at least I don't think so. And so I didn't want to start something and have a break and then come, do it again. So we've got that. I am working on, I almost posted it on Instagram and then I decided not to. I thought I would warn you guys first because I know some of you follow, but I have 4 different bags that I have prototypes for the spring event. And so I'm really excited about them. They're definitely not in their final stage, but they're turning out really, really cute. And so I may put them on there and just sort of see like what people's interest level is on the different things, because they are big differences in what bags I'm thinking about. And so really excited to kind of work on those a little bit more. And so, all right, what else do I have, Miss Soph, that I need to show them?
We have this.
Okay, so this I had shown you before. This is the carry round bag by Melly and Me. Really great pattern, absolutely loved it, easy to work with. The hardest thing, and I know we all hate doing circles. Maybe we don't all hate it, but circles are hard. So just baste first, so use a nice big stitch, baste, get it in the place you want it, and then go back and stitch over it. That way, if you make a little mistake, you pull out a little tiny bit and you go back and you fix it. So that's the only thing I would say with this. Instructions are fantastic. It goes really well. I would say if you're a confident beginner, you should be able to do it without any problem whatever. If you're a beginner, you know what? Sometimes when you're a beginner, you don't have the fear, and so you'd probably do well too. So, but it's just really, really cute. Use the Kimberbell Sweet Shop. There's Kimberbell Sweet Shop fabrics for this, and then used a chambray for the background, and then these adorable little hearts along the piping. And then we also have the gummy bear charms, and so Gloria went ahead and ordered them. These are the ones I had a couple left over at home from my birthday, and so but just a really fun bag. And so you found the answer. Does the pattern come with the fabric kit? The pattern does not come with this, but it comes with the ruffled tote. So the ruffled tote does come with the pattern. Again, when I say pattern though, I'm using that term pretty loosely because it's going to be instructions, not so much pattern. It's not going to have like a bunch of pictures and it's just going to be basically the instructions. And you'll see when we make it why. It is so, so easy. And we're about to. Pattern, Melly and Me. Carry round bag, super cute. I'm going to stick that right back in here. We have some more Melly and Me. So I think it was Kate said she had seen people wearing all coordinated and had all the plaids. So I have not made any progress on this project. I am really excited about it. Excuse me, that was rude. There you go. That's the tic-tac-toe bag. Any gummy bear fabric. I think until I cut the kits, I don't know if we're going to have any extra. I have a feeling I'm going to run us out of the gummy bear fabric. And so, all right, so that's the tic-tac-toe jacket. It comes in sizes 3 through 8. Really cute. But then look at these new ones that just came in. This is the Harmony vest. It's so stinking cute. So you can see this is the baby version, and they did kind of a rainbow effect, and it kind of helps really show off the little ruffles at the shoulders. So both of them have that. This also has, they did use strips to make their body of the bags. They just sort of blend a little more, so it's not quite as obvious, but oh, they're so cute. Melly and Me has like the most adorable projects. Here is the adult jacket. So if you want to coordinate with your little one, you can have the same basic jacket. How cute. And then the last one is the carry round, but we've already talked about that, so we're not going to talk about it again. I'm going to move it over here, get it out of our way. All right, we have, this one was given to me. This is a box bottom and bows bag, I believe. It's called Wild Honey. So it comes with all the stuff you need. So I'm going to move that up there. I'm zipping. Look at me go. Woohoo! All right. Sorry. All right, so we've got, these were talked about before, and Carol is doing this bag. I think she's doing a demo on it. So it's the Mondo and the Midi bag. So they're both done the same way. It's a, and it's kind of like how last week.
This is the Midi.
Oh, here is the Midi bag.
This is the box bottom.
How cute is that? So that's Midi. And then this is the box bottom and bows. And so anyway, we had done a mini instruction on the process last week. And then I think she's going to do it with the actual interfacing and show you that. Where is the kit for gummy bear fabric? So the kit that has gummy bear fabric is the kids jacket. So the kids jacket has the gummy bears in it. So there is a kit for this. It includes, and I may not remember everything because I'm going off of memory, so it comes with 2 charm packs. It comes with the gummy bears for the lining. It comes with, it's kind of a blue and green diamond pattern, that's part of the collection for your bindings. It comes with, I think it's 6 extra fat 8s so that you can make the largest size and still have a scrappy look. And then you totally order that with the charm. Sure, I'll throw a charm in for you, Sherry. You want a charm? I can put a charm in with this. So the gummy bear charm will come with this bag, which the gummy bear fabric in this is part of the, is just part of the charm pack. So there's a white background one and a pink background one. And then we do actually, Gloria ordered the charms, and you can buy just the charms if you want. And so, but that's most of what's in here. I think we probably have the item in now, maybe? Yes, we do. So there's probably a description in there as well, but you'll get everything for making this. And so, I apologize. I forgot we had a kit before, and I didn't talk about that at all. So thank you for asking the question. All right, so then we got another Quilt Smart pattern in. So same concept as Mondo, but they're smaller bags. And so it's called a biddy bag. And so there's a drawstring here, and then this one pulls down like that. So I think there's 2 choices, I think. Biddy bag is our littlest version of our popular Quilt Smart Mondo and Midi, known for their Mondo cool, very unique assembly. Make the biddy bag using the same easy technique, just fuse fabric squares to printed interfacing and stitch. Great for scraps, 2.5 strips, and charm packs. And so that's that bag. So that's a new one of those. All right. Super fun. Super, super fun. All right, what else do I have? Anything else? We have the light table, we had the scissors. We're gonna use a ruffling foot today. I hadn't used this before. It's amazing. And I know Joni did a demo on it some time ago. I think it's been, I don't know, maybe 6 months ago or something would be my guess. And so, but it works really well. Now, if you don't have a ruffler foot or you don't wanna do it that way, you can go old school, the way my grandmother taught me, and that's you take your long fabric, you stitch a basting stitch down the side, and then you sort of, you put it all together and make a ruffle. And so totally works. This though is crazy amazing. It's very consistent. It basically makes pleats into the fabric. And you can see just how perfect my little ruffle is. So I highly recommend it. I think it's even on sale. And so anyway. Let's see, monomers are the 60s. There were no do's and hippies. All right. Yeah, Susan, you've got the foot. Yeah, it's really nice. All right. So I think we're ready to get started. Are we ready? Okay. So we're going to get started. Because the light table is kind of in my way, I'm going to go ahead and do the light table portion first. And what we're going to do for the light table is just cut out our fabric for the for our shape. So I've got to decide what shape I want. Where did I put my other fabric? Oh, here it is. All right. So I need one to measure, make sure I didn't, there we go. That's the one I want. So what shape should we do? We've got a flower, a butterfly, a star, a heart. Anybody care? Anybody cares? Okay. I'm all right with that. let's try, I'm gonna go with the butterfly. I think it'll be cute. What do you think, butterfly?
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna turn our light table on. So you can see, I can't see my outline here because I've got this pattern in here. I see in the white a little bit, but my husband's calling. So I think he forgot why I couldn't be here. Now the nice thing about a light table too, if you can, I'm not sure if you can see this very well in here, but I can see the outline. And so I can also fussy cut where things are. So right now I have this little flower centered, but if I kind of wanted to like maybe go like this, I don't know if you can see this, but I now have a flower on either wing. Can you see it in there? I know it's a little hard. Here, I'm gonna go ahead and, so I'm gonna use this to outline so I can see it pretty well under here. So I'm just gonna mark with my pen. Actually, I should have done this on the back side. Here, I'm gonna turn this over and do it on the back side because I'm gonna cut bigger than the shape on here. Okay, here we go. Oh, I'm very excited about this. I did not expect this to happen. This was one of those dumb luck things. And so, all right, there we go. So just make sure that's writing. Nope, my pen is not writing on there. This is why I've grabbed a pencil. All right, here we go. So again, I'm just using a pencil to mark this, and I'm marking on the back. And there we go. And then I'm going to just cut it out with my scalloped scissors. All right, so I'm going to turn that lamp off really quick and see. Yeah, can you see it on there? So I've got the outline of my butterfly. And so that works. See how nice that is to have that? The highlighter friction works easier. Yeah, it would work easier, but I know I'm gonna cut further out, and I don't know. I was worried the friction might, I don't know, stain the fabric or something. I don't know why I thought that. Because then I could take the coloring away, whereas this, now I'm stuck with it. All right, I am having an atrocious hair day. This happens every time I'm live though. I think I'm having an atrocious hair day. So let's see, if I just go like this and I find a clip. Yes, we have clips right here. And I have to do it when I'm not looking at myself, because when I do it when I'm looking at myself, I always hate how it turns out. But if I just do it, I'm usually good. Okay. Nope, it's not working. It's because I know I'm gonna turn and I'm gonna see you guys. All right, here we go. We're gonna just do this. There we go. Now it'll stay out of my face. I'm really ready to donate, and yeah. See, I come in here every time and I fight with my hair. It's silly. I'm not really that vain about it. It just gets in my face and bothers me. Wow, aggressive hair. Okay, sorry. Back to the butterfly. So what I'm gonna do on here is I want my butterfly to be a little bigger than that. And so, does the Ruffle Bag kit have enough matching fabric to cut out the shape? Yes. So the kit will have enough. You're gonna end up with a strip kind of like this of the main fabric, and then you'll have a strip of the other fabric that's about the same. And so you should be able to do both. All right, so I'm gonna fold this in half because we want two of them and we want them to be the same. And so, sorry, I'm gonna just take a quick peek because I have 4 messages from my son. Okay. It's about picking classes. I can't imagine he's picking classes right now, so we're gonna just go ahead and ignore him. I apologize. All right, here we go. So I'm going about a 1/2 inch away from the butterfly edge. And I wanna be careful as I get close to a point here. And then we'll turn. Now, if you go a little bit over, it's not a big deal. You can go, we just got a Hoosiers, love it. It's okay if you go a little over because you won't even notice it on the thing if you do. And so, Now our butterfly has like a little tail there. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to get that tail to show up very well because it's a little small for this size. So I think I'm just going to cut and ignore the little point. All right. So again, I'm going about a 1/2 inch away from my line. All right. Oh, it's so sweet. Look at it. Now, one side I fussy cut, the other side I didn't. So, thank you, Nico. So my son is Nico Marucci, and he just commented that he thinks it looks wonderful. And so,
So sweet.
Isn't that sweet of him? So I'm hoping you're at lunch and not like doing this while in class, sweetheart. And so, would cork work for the carry-around bag? Kathy, I think it would. It's gonna go into the seams, but I don't see why that would be a problem. Cork is such a great product to work with, and so I think that would work really well. I should have asked Nico what he thought, if he would like cork, but all right, so we're gonna just go ahead. I'm gonna put this on here. Now, if you wanted, you could adhere this using using like the hot fix. And, so we could have done that and put it on there, which isn't a bad idea, and then it would be stuck. So like on here, I stitched around, but we could also do it that way if we wanted. And so now he's texting my phone too, like the little...
Just to keep commenting.
Well, he's like, are you ignoring me? I'm like, dude, seriously.
There's like a delay. Behind.
I know. All right, so I'm just gonna use my butterfly as my template on here. Now, well, you know what we could do as well? Hi, we got Gloria in here.
Just getting papers.
All right, so I'm gonna just cut this. I'm trying to remember how I did this at home. All right, so I lined this, I know I lined it up on the back side to make it the same, but I think what I'll do instead is I'll cut around this one. And again, we're gonna add like another 1/2 inch to this. And so, here we go. We just had a little meeting about our phones shouldn't be disturbing us while we're working. And I think my phone has disturbed me more today than any other day in the like 2.5 years I've been here. And so I apologize. There we go. The power of suggestion, I feel like. All right, so there we go. So we've got our little butterfly cut out. So this is what we'll do to make our bag charm. So we'll have this on either side. We're gonna put, I don't know if we have a little cord in here or piping or something. Do you know, Soph? Poor Soph. I think of things like after I've started. All right, so I'm gonna take a quick sip of tea and I'm gonna look at everyone. I like the look of the pinking chairs. The pinking chairs are amazing, using that scalloped edge. And so why another 1/2 inch, Joan? So the reason I did another 1/2 inch, if you look at this one, when I cut it out, there we go. When I cut it out, now this was my first sample and I didn't know what I was doing, so I didn't cut it beforehand like I did on here, but I want that edge to show up. And so I want when I sew it to then have both of those on there. And so that's why. So we're just sewing on top. We're not doing anything else. We're going to put a little a little piece of ribbon or something under there. You could also, if you wanted to use, that's perfect, we'll use that. You could also put like a little clasp, like a lobster clasp, a mini one for putting it on, using it as a bag charm. And so lots of different ways you can do it. I just happen to have the ribbon. I didn't have small clasps at home, and so I just didn't use it. We're gonna today, because we really are improvising, we're gonna use some curling ribbon, which is totally fine. Not what you would normally use, of course, but it will work. And so that's why the 1/2 inch though. All right, I'm trying to see if there's any other comments besides my kiddo on there. I guess it's good he's watching, right? Okay. So when we stitch, we're gonna have this down in the center. I like to, if I'm gonna use just ribbon, I like to leave it pretty long so that then when I stuff it, I can then wrap it around itself. So I'm gonna set this aside. When we go to sew, we're gonna sew that. It'll be a really fast sew, it's super easy. I'm gonna take a sip of tea. Lena, I know, I normally do, but if I start getting like 3, 4, 5 texts in a row, I start thinking that is the emergency notice for me. And so, but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes my system doesn't work very well. All right, so what we're gonna do, so I'm gonna give you numbers, and so that you know what I'm doing here. So you're gonna take the body of your fabric, and you will cut off a 4-inch by width of fabric. Oop, not that one, that was our extra fabric. A 4-inch by width of fabric, you're gonna cut that off. And so, let me move some things out of the way. So, do this. I did, there we go. Okay, so you're gonna do, like I said, a 4-inch strip. This is going to be your straps, and so that'll be your straps. Then on this one, you're going to cut this. This could be whatever kind of you want. I did 13.5 inches. So I went 13.5 inches wide by width of fabric. So 13.5 by that. And so here we go. Then I cut off like excess selvage. So you can see I took off just a little bit, but I left a little on there so I could keep as much width as possible. And I'm just gonna line this back up, and I'm gonna trim off the end. What I'm going for here is 13.5 inches tall. So my bag is 13.5 inches high. And then I'm gonna cut my width of fabric 4 times, or I'm gonna cut it 3 times so I have 4 pieces. And so it'll be approximately 13.5 by 11 for my pieces. And so, like I said, I've got it folded in half. I'm gonna cut the fold line. I'm just going as close to that as I can. And I don't want to cut my butterfly. Look how adorable it is. I'm so excited. And so I'm just going to do that. So I just cut that off, tiny little bit. So I'm going to throw that over there. All right. And then what we're going to do is just double check our width. And I am just shy of 22. So I'm going to go just shy of 11. Oh, bless you. No, you're fine. I coughed earlier in their ears. All right, so I'm going just shy of 11, so I should be pretty close to in half there. There we go. Let's see how I did. Perfect. Ugh, I'm off by like 1/16 of an inch, but that's okay. That's not gonna matter. All right, so I'm gonna take my slightly bigger one and use that for the outside. My slightly smaller one we'll use for our lining. All right, so our next step is going to be, we want to make our ruffles. So our ruffles are going to be out of the blue fabric. And so what we want, you want 2 strips that are width of fabric by 3.5. So 2 strips by 3.5. So that's what we're going to do. So I've got my strips already cut up. So again, 3.5 by that. And then we're going to connect the ends. And so whatever ends you want to do. You could go crisscross if you want like that to reduce some of the bulk. I just went straight and it worked just fine going through that ruffler foot. So I should have done this little step before, but I'm gonna go over, I'm gonna stitch this really quick across, and then I'm gonna come right back over here. So this is like a 10-second sewing step, but here we go. And I did test the machine today, so we are in good shape. We're set up for sewing. All right, so I'm just sewing just inside the selvage. I'm gonna back stitch just to make sure. And here we go. All right. Perfect. All right, so that's all I was doing was that. I'm gonna trim that off now. And so, there we go. And I'm trimming pretty close. I'm probably going to about 1/8 of an inch. And we're then gonna iron. Move my tea out of the way. Okay. Oh, shoot. Mine at home is not a, doesn't have auto shut off. And so my iron is always on. Actually, I don't necessarily love that feature, but because I forgot the other day to turn it off and went and ran a couple errands and came back to it being hot. I was like, oh shoot, shame on me. All right. So, all right, we're doing this after all. Alrighty, that should be warm enough. So all I'm gonna do, I'm gonna try and open this seam up, press it open. Now I cut it pretty small, so it's a little bit harder to get in there, but there we go. Put that back on there. And then what I wanna do is I just wanna fold this in half. I'm gonna fold it in half this way, and I'm gonna give it a quick press. And so, this will make it a little easier for using that ruffler foot, because then it'll already be lined up. We won't have to fight with it as we go. Well, you know, I should probably tell them all to like type 911 if they need me right away. That's not a bad idea. I find it humorous though that on a Tuesday around noon, they don't all know better, so that's okay. Someday, especially my children, will be too busy being grown-ups to, you know, chit-chat with their mama, so I'm grateful. Grateful to get the calls, even if their timing isn't always perfect. All right. All right, there we go. That didn't take too long. All right, you guys ready? This ruffler foot is what's next. I'm very excited about it. This one is staying at my house now. It's found a new home, but I know we have more of them. There is a brother and a baby lock version. I didn't even try the baby lock version. And so, not that there's anything wrong with it, but I had heard that this one does more like for the pleating. And I thought, well, if I'm gonna go for it, I'm gonna go for the one that does pleating as well. I'm gonna show you a couple things on here. Joni may have shown you this before in her demo, but I wasn't 100% sure from what I watched if she had. And so, I'm gonna show you on here. So this here shows how many stitches it will take before it creates a pleat. So it might be a little hard to see. The numbers are up here on the top. So there's a 1, a 6, and a 12. And so to change it, you just lift this and move it over. So now it's set every 12 stitches, it will make a pleat. If I go here in the middle, it's 6. And then I like it being 1. So that's where I had it at, was the 1. Now on this side, I'm gonna lift this up. This view is really hard to see, but this has different numbers on it, and this adjusts how deep those folds are. So whether you have like a fold that's like teeny tiny and barely visible, like that, or if you have a huge well, it won't be that big of a pleat, but to give you an idea, or if you're going to have a big pleat. So I have it set on a relatively small pleat. I mean, you can see it, but I'm kind of in the middle. So it can go bigger or smaller than what I'm about to do. So that's what it is. It is really easy to put on. It has, here, I'll show you right here. It actually goes on the ankle of your foot or the ankle of your machine. So it just pops right on. So just as if you were changing to a zipper foot or you were changing to some other, it'll have, it just pops on really quick. So I'm going to show you that too real quick. So we're going to make our ruffle. I'm so excited for this. I'm supposed to make bags for the children's home. And I've been trying to come up with like a cute bag that would be easy. And I am so excited because this is definitely what I'm going to make, is a bunch of bags with ruffles, because how adorable are these bags? All right, so when you put this on, the other thing is you want this to go on the needle, whatever that thing is, the needle bar? Maybe that's what that's called. All right, let's see if I got it lined.
If they have a Solaris, do you know if they need the shank adapter with the foot?
It's just like when you have like your, like you're putting on a zipper foot or a different foot. It's not going to be the same as when you use your walking foot, because your walking foot has its own built-in. But if you have like the J foot, like just now I took off, I think it's the J. Yeah, I took off the J foot, and all I did was push the button in the back, right back here, and it came right off, and then I put this one right back on. And so when you're putting this on there, you kind of see on the side, there's a bunch of different layers here. This layer here, and if I move this, I might be able to get it to move a little bit. Nope. Oh, here we go. So on here, this is the thing that creates those pleats. And you can see it has some little like tines, kind of like a little fork. And so when you're putting this in, those little tines like to catch onto it. So I like to just sort of slide this in here and over here. And then I use the edge of this as my guide for how far to go over. So you can kind of see how wide this little foot is. And so we're going to go ahead. I'm just going to push this back into place. I like to increase my stitch length. I don't know why, but for me, I just liked it while I was doing it, to a 3.5, and I'm on a 3 stitch. Joni did mention like just making sure that your needle goes in smoothly, and mine is going in. I'm not hitting the foot because there is just a small spot that it can go into. All right, and we're going to go ahead and now I have it on a medium speed. You don't want to go too fast on this, or it may not catch the way you want it to. And so there we go. And I'll show you a little bit about what it looks like. Look at that. Look how quick it's going. And it's just making this beautiful little ruffle. And so there we go. Now remember, we're doing with the fabric twice, and so we're doing what, 80 something inches. It seems like when I was doing it with these settings, the fabric shrunk about in half. So I'll end up with the equivalent of about 40 something inches. As you go, you also want to make sure, my phone, oh my goodness, what is going on today? You want to just make sure that the fabric is pulling through evenly. And so, oh my goodness. So I'm almost to the halfway point, and how long did that take? Like, besides me pausing to laugh at my phone ringing, I think it was maybe a minute and a half. So it goes pretty quick. My fabric's twisting a little bit. Oh, look how pretty it is. It's such a perfect ruffle. Oh my goodness. Sorry. You know how sometimes you do things and you're like, oh my gosh, this is so amazing. And sometimes you do things and it's like, well, that did not work out very well at all. So this is one of those where I'm very pleased with how it's turning out. And like I said, I'm going to be making a whole bunch of them. So if anybody else wants to make some and donate them, I will be delivering them probably I had told them I was going to shoot for by the end of January, but let's be honest, that isn't going to happen. So probably the first week of February, if anybody wants to make, and they could be any tote bags. They're open to whatever they get. They're very flexible.
Can you repeat the settings you use?
Sure, I'll show you on the foot as soon as I finish. I'm almost done, and I'll show it to you because that's a little easier for me than, you know what, I'm coming out of there. There we go. Like I said, you want to kind of watch and make sure it doesn't pull out. I think I'm okay, but it started to kind of slide on me a little bit. I think because I'm nearing the end. There we go. I know I'm doing every one stitch I'm doing. If you want, I can show. I don't know if I have enough room for it to make a difference, but I'll slide it over just to show you on the end because this does make a little extra. So I moved it to every 6 stitches. And then, let's see. I think if I go this direction, I think when the screw is further down, that's when your pleats are bigger. And so here we go. Let's see. I moved this to every 6 stitches, so we'll see how it. Oh, nope, it's making little tiny ones, so that didn't work. All right. I went back to my same spot. We'll go a little further. All right, let's see. All right. So you can kind of see the difference in how often. So look how neat that is though. So you can make kind of a pleat, and that was every 6 inches. And so here, because I didn't have it deep enough, you can't even tell that it made a pleat because it's so little. But then here it made all these little tiny pleats everywhere. It's perfect. It's perfect. It's perfect. End of January is next week already. I know. Oh, shoot. I dropped the best press. It's okay. I can pick it up after. All right. The setting. So let me grab this off. Now, I know I don't have the camera over here any longer, but look how fast this is. It's just, I'm going to make sure my foot is up. I'm going to push the button in the back. Well, if I could see it. And I just lift it right off. So it comes right off, super easy. So my settings, I had it set on 1. I'm gonna go back to 1. So I had it set on the 1. And then I had this, it was about halfway. So I cannot read the numbers, but if you look at it, it's about halfway in there. And so, what I did when I was making is I would just play a little bit. And so, you could definitely, yes, Lena, for making more bags, you could definitely just make a really long stretch of this. And so this one ends up with, it's not a ton extra, but I would say like an extra 6 inches or something. It's because like here, we'll kind of give a general idea right here. Yeah, so this is all the more that's extra. And so I'm gonna just take a quick peek and see who keeps calling. Oh, I think it's the plumber. Okay, I'm gonna send this to my husband to call them because obviously I can't call. Can you call this number? It's, thank goodness for that meeting this morning telling us not to use our phone when we're working. Yeah. Okay. All right. Sorry about that, guys. I'm so sorry. All right. So now what we're going to do, really simple. We're just going to go ahead. We're going to start about 1 inch down from the top. And I like to fold my fabric under. Let's see. Which end did we end with? That's the one we ended with. Okay. So take this. I'm going to cut off the end. This might be my last show, guys. It's going to get me fired. I'm telling you. Okay, you guys, you have all watched me for like ever. You know, my phone is not usually like this. Like sometimes I'll get a little something, but this is out of control. I feel like they know I'm going to get in trouble if my phone keeps ringing, and they're just doing it to like harass me. That's what I think is happening. All right. So we're going to, let's see, I'm going to pin this. So what I did is I just folded this under so that I didn't have a raw edge. And I'm just going to clip that like that. Now, you have choices right now. You can put shape flex on this if you want a little more body to it, or you can leave it plain. I did bring some shape flex in with me. Of course, that thing has turned off again. I do kind of like the shape flex being on it, so we're going to do it real quick. What time is it? See, now I'm looking at my phone.
4 o'clock.
Oh boy, I'm good? Okay. I feel like I'm... Well, that was some pins that went off the table.
Do you need any grab hands?
No, I'm good. We're all right. There's 2 over here. So there's someone, and I can't think of her name, Gloria Chape, who might be watching, who teases me that she likes to like get me flustered by like, I don't know, just asking odd stuff or whatever. I feel like she would love today because I'm like, oh my gosh, my phone keeps ringing and like things are falling. So, but it's all right. This is one of those days where maybe I should have a second person here so that I'm like not, I've got backup for when things are crazy. So when you go to judge me, keep in mind, I do a show all by myself. All right, here we go. So I'm just gonna press this down real quick. So again, I'm just putting some shape flex on, and I'm only doing it on the exterior of the fabric. You could do it on both if you like it a little stiffer. You could do it on neither, and it'll still work out. It's really flexible, this little bag. I do like it having a little more shape. The fabric's a little bit thin. Okay, oop, turn that around. All right, scissors that aren't scalloped. Now, normally I would use my rotary cutter, but I'm just going for it. Okay. Throw something else on the floor over there. Perfect. All right. I think I missed a couple corners, so we'll do that real fast. All right, beautiful. All right, guys, so now I had pinned that one side. So again, we're gonna come down about 1 inch, and that's where we're gonna start. So right about there. And I'm gonna just put a quick little pin in that one. Then we're going to add this to the top. Just make sure we're lined up. There we go. Now, you can pin all the way around if you want, or you can eyeball it as you go. I think I'm going to eyeball just for the sake of a little bit of time saving. We're going to go to the sewing machine. I've got my lining pieces. We're going to make that as well. Oh, one more thing, though, before Soph is moving on me. We're going to also this is my phone again. Okay, so we're going to do the handles. And the handles, we're just going to fold it in half like this. I'm going to do it the full length. So the handles, what I did is I cut 4 inches by width of fabric. So if you're trying to write this down, 4 inches by width of fabric. I am going to type up these instructions, and they'll go in with the kit. And I think we can probably even just post them if we want. I don't know what anybody here wants me to do, but that will be an option. Super cute. Easy bag. And so, all right. So I folded it in half, I pressed it in half, and now I'm gonna just do this again. Now there is a tool for doing this that I love, but obviously since I'm doing it this way, I forgot to bring it with me, and it's the binding tool. And so, which is really nice to be able to do, to make these. So we might be able to put it in like the item list for you if you don't already have it. And so it's a 1-inch binding tool, and you take a, or excuse me, the 2-inch one. There we go.
By chance called a loop maker?
Did someone take a bite out of that? Oh, that's funny. So Anita, that is the fuzz that I have for the, to make the little butterfly charm. My phone again. What a shock.
Is it by chance a tube maker?
It's not, I don't think it's a tube maker. It's by Clover. It might be, but I don't,
This one?
where, I don't know where I'm looking. It's the Gypsy Quilter Jelly Roll tube. Yes,
This one.
it is. Now that's a jelly roll, so that's for 2.5 inch.
There's a Clover one too.
Yeah, so there's one that should be bigger. And so, you like that, Anita? It did look like a bite. Once I looked up at the camera, I was like, oh my gosh, it does look like a chunk is missing. All right. All right, so I folded, so we did the center and then we folded both in. I'm gonna do it one more time, just fold real quick this way, line that up, and then we'll be ready to do all our stitching. So this handle being with the fabric, we're gonna end up cutting it in half. So we'll have 2 straps that are about 21 inches each. And so, which is perfect. That's about the length I like for my tote bags. I might go slightly longer if I'm using webbing, but I usually only go to 22. So 21 still works pretty well. So, all right. Perfect. All right, now we're ready to sew. We've got our, all right, here's ready. I think I have it all. Whew. Leave my phone over there. Goodness. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and make my strap really quick first. We do need to put our foot back on here. I do think we're gonna run out of bobbin thread. So I don't know if we have another bobbin floating around.
We definitely do.
I have a black one in here if I have to go with.
White one. Do you want to do one?
Sure, here, I'll start stitching. We'll see how far we get. And then, thank you. You know what, maybe we'll just, instead of playing bobbin chicken, we'll just take this one out right now. As much fun as that game is. There we go. You okay?
Yeah, I keep moving her.
All right. So I like to just use the edge of my foot. Oh, hold on. We have an issue going on up here. Sorry, I just noticed that the thread is not looking good. So we're going to go ahead, just fix that. Rethread the machine real quick. Oh. There we go. Oh my goodness. All right, guys. it didn't thread. Okay. I must have missed it. The Radiance is a little bigger than my Solaris, and so I think I missed getting it into the right spot. There we go. Let's try that again. Oh, silly me. Oh, now I've got it messed up. Maybe I should have played Bob and Chicken. Here we go. All right, now we're good. I think I pushed the wrong button the first time. That's on me. Here we go. So I didn't put anything in my strap. I just used the fabric. If you wanted to use like some shape flex or something in there, it would give it a little more like a thickness to it, as well as a little bit of strength. Because I didn't do that, typically what I'll do is I'll do an extra couple rows of stitching, and that'll help give it that strength. And so that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just adding the first one. Going a little closer to the edge than I normally do, so I'm hoping I'm catching everything. Okay. Oh, the other thing is, oh, nope, I had a stitch length that's bigger, so that's good. So I'm using a stitch length of a 3.5. Do. Are there any questions or comments I should know about?
Someone asked if you were having a stressful time. And they said it's okay, it'll work out.
I didn't think I was having a stressful time, but my family seems to be today. So I don't know what is going on. I am kind of dropping things too, so maybe I am. So it was so cold. I also didn't get my Starbucks because I didn't want iced tea. So I'm operating on like no caffeine. So maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
Everybody said make sure your family's okay.
No, they're all fine. They're just, but I appreciate the thought. At least I think they're all fine.
You deserve a drink after work today.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that. Would you like to join? We get everybody, get all the big ladies together. I don't think anybody's going to want to go out in the cold, though. We could go to the Galleria. I love the Galleria in the wintertime. So we have this shopping center for those of you not local. Oh my God, there goes my phone again. Anyway, we have this shopping center called the Galleria, and there's indoor parking, which I love in the winter here. And they have a bunch of restaurants, so it's pretty nice.
I've never been there.
What? Oh my
Yeah,
gosh.
I've done these parts.
Sophie has never been there. Do you have your mic on? I don't know. You don't have to. So Sophie just said she's never been to the Galleria, which I'm shocked at because they have like really nice happy hours at a couple of the places. And so.
Yeah, I don't ever come down here often. I live on the East End.
Well, I feel like you could just go like after work, but.
Oh, for sure. I don't see why not. I just never thought about it, I guess.
I may have to tell my husband and child that they're on their own tonight. I'm going to happy hour. So.
I think that's a good idea.
I know.
Everybody's saying I love the Galleria.
I know. It's really nice. And there's Anthropologie is there, which is a nice place to shop. And Ann Taylor. And oh, I just discovered Evereve. And they've got some really nice stuff. Okay, so that's what I did. I just sort of did four lines of stitching. And I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to cut off some of our selvage just so it doesn't show up. Because this one's not cute like the other one was in the sample. And then I'm just going to cut it in half while I've got it folded in half. So those are our two straps. Perfect. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to work on this. I did not pin it. If you want to pin it all the way down, I highly recommend it. I'm just trying to conserve time a little bit here. So I'm going to go with a 1/4 inch seam allowance. You want to make sure you're catching your seam there. So actually I probably should go slightly bigger. I'm going to go a little bit bigger. All right, I'm also going to reduce my stitch length because now we want this to actually pay attention, or not pay attention, but stay put. All right, so I'm down to a 2.5. And I'm going to pull my pin out so I don't break a needle. I got another one coming up. We might as well start sliding that one out. All right. So as I go along, because I didn't pin, I'm just going to make sure I'm lining up my top, bottom, and ruffle. And again, I'm using the side of my foot. So I'm going, it's not, I don't think it's quite 3/8 of an inch seam allowance, but it's pretty close to that. I know I said a 1/4 to start, but I decided to go a little bigger to make sure I catch everything. All right, here we go. So I'm just going a couple inches and then pausing to readjust. I'm going to make sure it doesn't get twisted and that everything's there. Oh, I love how these ruffles turn out. It's so cute. Okay. Now, when we get to the end, so you want to watch, I'm getting close to a corner. And for those of you who quilt and add binding, you will know my method here. So I'm going to stop about 3/8 of an inch before the end. So I've stopped right there. And then I'm going to rotate and I'm going to point towards this corner, and I'm going to go right down to that corner. And then I'm actually going to back stitch and go back up. This is not the way you normally would do it for quilting. I know you would cut off the end, but I'm just going to go right back up to that corner, and then I'm going to lift my foot, and I'm going to make sure everything goes in and is lined up, but I'm going to push my ruffle way over here because I don't want to catch it in my seam allowance. So I'm just making sure, see how I'm kind of pulling this up for you guys to see better. I've pulled all of the ruffles way over there, and now I'm going to put this down. I'm making sure I'm lined up. This is kind of puckered from me pulling on it. There we go. And I'm just sort of really feeling that, making sure I've got everything out of the way, and I feel pretty good about it. So we're going to go ahead, put this back down, and we're going to just stitch down here. I'm going to go a little ways, and then I'll be able to readjust. And again, I'm just making sure my ruffles are out of the way, out of the stitch line. There we go. Okay. We're getting to another corner, so we want to be careful. And I noticed that this kind of pulled on the back side of this a little bit, so I'm going to stop a little before that. It's okay that it pulled up. If I had pinned it, I wouldn't have that happening, but I didn't, so we're going to stop a little sooner than we would have. And I'm looking at my corner, so we're in good shape. I'm going to turn this. We're going to go down, and I'm going to go back up. All right, perfect. So same thing we did before, we just want to push all of that out of the way. And we're going to turn this. All right, we're keeping it on the edge. Now remember, this was a little bit wide here, and some of it's because of the way I cut the interfacing. I was doing it quickly. So make sure we got all of our corner pushed up there. And here we go. Just let's back over to that edge. We might have a little bit smaller ruffle where I took that off. I hope not, but maybe in the corner just a tiny bit. I don't think we'll notice though. It's pretty forgiving. All right, now we're getting close to the end, and remember, we want to be down about 1 inch from there. So now that I'm down here, I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to clip it at about 1 inch, just like that, so I have that little bit extra. And then I'm going to just fold this under, Just like that. Make sure I'm still about an inch from the end. Looks good. If you want, you can kind of look at the other side, make sure you're about the same. I feel pretty good about myself right now. Woohoo! And now I have plans to go drinking. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so I'm just going to stitch up to the end on that. All right. And stitch. All right. So now I'm going to just trim off these corners a little bit. Just to get rid of a little bit of the bulk. All right, and then I'm going to show you what the bag looks like. It's so cute. I say it's so cute and I haven't even seen it yet. I just know it's going to be cute. All right, got our little corner out. I mean, was I wrong? No, not at all. It's adorable.
I love that fabric.
It's so, so cute. All right, so then what we're going to do is we're going to take our straps and we're going to come in about 2 inches. Let's see if I have something small. We're gonna use this because I forgot to bring my small ruler, but we'll use this as a guide. Make sure we're going the same. Now remember, these are about, it's a Post-it note, so it's about 3 inches. So I want to go about 2. So I'm going to go, actually, you know what's nice? This is 1 inch, so I know 1, 2. So I go right there, and I'm over 2 inches. All right, yep. So I'm just going to pin that in there real quick. And I'm going to do the same thing over here. I'm just going to make sure I don't twist. And we'll go over here. Okay. There we go. You know, if I have that in my mouth, you can't hear anything I say. We're going to go 1, and then 2, and then we're right there. So we're over 2 inches. Again, I would normally use a ruler, not just my thing, but I think we're pretty consistent. We'll take that out and just double check. Ooh, close, but not quite. All right. So we're going to move this one over just a smidgen. All right. We're perfect now. I know we are. So we're just going to stitch these on real quick to get them held in place.
I love this fabric kit.
Thank you.
It is so cute.
So Sophie picked which one we were doing today of all of the little kits we put together. And it is really nice fabric. I love her collections. So again, this is Blueprint, which is very, very similar to Nantucket Summer by Camille Ross Kelly. Hopefully I said that right. And it's just really cute. All right, and then now I'm going to just do the same thing on the back side. It's just when I do this side, all I'm going to do is make sure I've got my fabric fold, that I have the seam right on the end, and then I'm just going to put this right there where the other one is. And then I'm going to do the same thing over here. And we'll put that on. We're almost done. So super fast project. And it'd be really cute as like a little Valentine's bag if you already have Valentine's fabric at home, or Easter. I feel like it could be for anything. All right. So the exterior of our bag is finished. So cute. So now we're going to do the lining. So I'm just going to flip these this direction. And we want to make sure we leave an opening on it. So I'm going to do that probably first. Now remember, we use kind of a little bit wider seam allowance for the exterior. So we want to make sure we do the same seam allowance, at least to start at the top, and then go slightly bigger as we go to the bottom, and that helps our bag not be bunchy. And so I think we can go a little faster now that we're just straight stitching. Woo! All right, I'm gonna just back stitch here while I'm thinking of it, because if I wait till I get to the other side to make my opening. Now I don't make a huge opening on this because it's a fairly thin bag, so I'm just gonna go about 3 inches. We're not even boxing the bottom or anything on this, so it's just really simple. We're just gonna go down to that corner and we're gonna turn. We already made our opening, so we don't have to worry about that. I did do it on the side. You could do it on the bottom if you prefer. I feel like when I do it on the bottom, it's more obvious for some reason. What about you, Soph? What do you do when you make a little bag?
I usually don't line it.
Okay, well,
I'm lazy.
There's that option as well.
Yeah, I can't say that's great. I should line more stuff than I do. I always think it's unnecessary.
I think depending on the fabric you're using, it is unnecessary at times. So
I think most of the time it's good though. I just am like not thinking other people are gonna look in my bag. So you're not gonna see the inside of it.
And if you're seeing it, well, it's okay.
That's not my fault. Why are you looking through my bag?
That's right. All right, so the lining is now done, so we're just going to go ahead and stick that inside. Well, sometimes you want to conserve fabric. Like if you have a favorite fabric, it's like, well, I could make 2 bags instead of just 1 if I use the lining for...
Exactly.
So, all right, so get the handles in. You want to make sure your handles are out of the way. We're going to go ahead, we're going to line up our seams. So I'm going to do them opposite directions. Lining them up right there. All right, and we'll get the other side.
Everybody's talking about Pittsburgh directions right now.
Pittsburgh directions, like how to get from one place to the other?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I remember moving here and I would be like, okay, I see where I want to go. I want to get there. And people would be like, yeah, you can't get there from here. I'm like, are you serious? And
yeah.
Like, yeah, there's a trick to Pittsburgh. It's not easy.
They're saying it's landmarks and not road names.
I would agree with that 100%.
Yeah. Oh, me too.
And so, all right. So here we go. We're just going to stitch this together. Still am using that 2.5 stitch length. Pull that needle out. And as we go along, I'm just going to make sure that my straps aren't getting in the way. And I also like to kind of go through and just make sure, okay, are they straight the way they're supposed to be? So I just sort of take a quick peek.
I think after working here, I'm going to line more things.
You think you're going to?
Yeah, maybe I just never understood it.
Oh. It just makes such a clean finish, and then your
It does.
seams are hidden, so you don't
And
have
they
to
look
finish.
so good like
You
that.
don't have to finish your seams at all. And a lot of times it means your bag could be reversible.
Yeah.
I know the ruffles kind of make it a little odd because you would have ruffles on the inside of your bag instead of the outside, but
Maybe that day you don't want ruffles.
you know what? Or maybe, you're feeling ruffly, but you don't want the world to know it.
There you go. A concealed ruffle.
That's right. Okay. So we're going to turn this little bag right through here. Oh, here comes the ruffles. I love them. I'm telling you, this is one of those bags where I'm like just a little obsessed. It just turns out so
and
sweet.
It took you Not even an hour.
I know. If I wasn't talking and looking at my phone,
This is a
staying a little more
cute, quick
focused.
project.
Yeah. I feel like it's a lot of bang for the time.
For sure.
And so, all right. So we're just going to go down here. I'm just going to use my fingers and just sort of push out my seams. There we go. Do the other side.
Are these bags going to the Children's Home of Pittsburgh?
They will. They will. Is someone asking on there, or you're asking?
Yeah, no, someone said, are your bags going to the Children's Home of Pittsburgh?
Yes, these will. Well, I don't know about
Anita.
these particular ones I just made in here because these will be samples in the shop.
Right.
But yes. Yes. So if, like I said, if anybody wants to make any bag, you could make this one or you could make something else and bring them in. I'll probably be going in the first week of February to drop them off. And so, all right. So then we're just going to finish off that top edge. So we're just going to top stitch. So we're going to increase our stitch length. I'm going to put it at a 3.5. And you can press this, or like I'm just finger pressing it. I don't know if you can see or not. I don't know what I can't see myself now. So I'm just kind of, like I said, pressing that, kind of finger pressing that down. All right, so I'm going to just put that on here real quick. And I usually go about 1/4 of an inch. Sometimes I go a little smaller. Right now I think I'm a little low. There we go.
Oh, Sherry's wondering if these kits will be shipped in time for her to sew and mail back, so you can bring it to the children's home.
Wait. She wants to know if she'll get it in time to be able to do it for the children's home?
Yes.
Yes. If you guys are wanting to do it for children's home and you're going to do it, I will definitely make sure these kits go out by the end of the week. And so, or at least are finished by the end of the week. I probably shouldn't promise what shipping can do, but I can ask shipping if they can get out any of these kits. So yes, I will say yes. I will make that commitment personally. So my phone could just ring and ring and ring. My family could just, want me all they want, but I'm going to be working on these. And thank you. I appreciate it. So if you're asking the question, I assume that means you're...
Lena's asking if you need ones for boys.
They need it for everybody. So yeah, boys would be great too. That's why I tried picking a fabric that I thought would be good for boys. So I picked the one that was, it has numbers and animals on it. So I thought that was a little more gender neutral. And so it's for the kids, but it's also for their parents. So when parents go in, if they need to carry things, like it could be medical devices that they need for the kids, or even just paperwork and things. So the
That's
totes are
actually
used
so
for a lot of
sweet.
different things. All right, so our little bag is all done. It needs some threads taken off, but look how cute that is. I love this. I got all kinds of crazy. Whoop! See, we both have the dropsies.
I know.
All right, now I'm going to show you this really quick. Do we have time? I didn't look at the
Yeah,
time. Okay.
yep.
So again, you'd normally use like actual ribbon and not curling ribbon, but sometimes we just use what we've got.
I think at the children's home they can be anywhere up to like
Oh, for
teenagers.
Ages of the kids?
Yeah.
Yeah, they definitely can be. So it doesn't have to be like little kid fabric. It can be anything. And like I said, some of the parents will be using the bags as well. So it's not just kids.
I know my cousin, when her kids were in the children's home, she received a quilt.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, that
That's really
somebody,
neat.
I'm assuming a group in Pittsburgh had also made them.
Yeah, I would think so too.
Yeah, because they said they were handmade by Pittsburgh, but
They do handmade items. And so like I've done bibs before for them, all kinds of crazy stuff. So
Oh, Sherry says, would you do another one later? I have some awesome dinosaur glow-in-the-dark fabric that would be great for these.
yes, that would be awesome. Is that what she wanted to know, if she could use that?
I think she's asking if she doesn't know if she'll have them back to you in time for when you drop them off.
They always need them, and like at Christmas time, they need like bags for their Christmas gifts, and like they always have a need. I don't think they have, I mean, I know they have some volunteers, but I don't think they have a ton of people that make for them, and so they really can use the help. And so I've never like been like, oh, do you have anything you need from me? And had them say, nope, not anything. So they always are in need.
Yeah.
So thanks, Sherry. I appreciate you like considering the project. Let's see. I have a dark blue flower that's hitting right at the corner. I'm struggling with hitting it. So what I'm doing on this butterfly is I'm going like about between 1/8 and 1/4 of an inch from the edge of my inner butterfly, and just sewing around, and that's going to give us that really cool kind of ruffly look on the outside of this little bag tag or bag charm. All right. So I tried to pick an area for an opening because you will need an opening to stuff it. That was like as straight as possible. This butterfly is very curvy, and so it was a little harder than like the heart. Oh, and this is, there we go. I think it's going to be okay. That's interesting that you know someone that was at Children's Home.
Yeah, she was there. She had twins. Almost 3 months early.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so they were there for a minute, but
I bet.
I know that she is forever grateful for them, and they have a great staff and wonderful nurses.
Yeah. All right, I'm back up here now. Sorry. Another one later. Oh, yeah, I'll definitely be back. Now I understand, Sherry. All right, so we're going to go ahead. We're going to take some of the bite out of our pressing mat, and I'm just going to stuff this. Now, Soph had the idea of using like little bits of scraps. So if you don't have polyfill, you could use little scraps from other projects. And so, there we go. So I'm just going to fill this little guy up a little bit. Yay. Oh, thank you. Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate it. I don't know what other people have said, but I'm glad you guys like this. Looks like you like the bag, and I should have left a little bit bigger hole. I'm struggling to get this in here.
Everybody said they were awesome and so
Good. Yeah, and if February comes by and comes and goes and you haven't done it, don't worry. Please bring it in another time, and I'll get it dropped off. Because like I dropped stuff off in December. I would say I probably go like 3 times a year. I drop things off. It just happened to be they had kind of more of a pending need at Christmas time. I made bags for all of the kids. They basically were pillowcases that I turned them into drawstrings so that they could put their Christmas gifts in it, and then the kids could still use them. And so, Sharon, no, it's not at the Children's Hospital. It's at the Children's Home. Children's Home is kind of more of a, I think it's kind of more of a long-term care for kids that are born with some medical needs. They also do fostering there. There's a lot of programs they do that are really pretty amazing. And so it's if you know Mario Lemieux, he was Pittsburgh not soccer. I got soccer on my brain. I apologize. A Pittsburgh hockey player, and so this is his foundation essentially. And so, all right. This stuffing is going to take me the longest. This is the hardest part of the whole project because I left too small of a hole. And so I think Children's Hospital does some other things too. You know what, Sharon, that's a good question. It's here in Pittsburgh, but I can't think of where it's at. I use my GPS to get there, and I don't really. Is it Oakland? I think it's pretty close to the Children's Hospital.
It is.
I
mean, it is on Penn Ave in Bloomfield, it looks like.
Okay, so I've just looked it up. It's on Penn Ave in Bloomfield, she says. That's what's coming up.
Yes.
All right. Oh my goodness, this little, come on. All right, I suggest making a slightly larger hole than what I did for stuffing your butterfly, or not doing it live, because when you do it live, everything takes longer and gets kind of mixed up. All right, about a mile down. Okay, oh, so Anita, you're familiar with them. That's great. I don't know if that's the Garfield area or not, Mary. There may be another place too that you're thinking of? I don't know. All right, well, I can see where I messed up part of my cutting, so I'm going to trim off my little butterfly right here. And I'm going to stop filling because I know it's just being silly with me right now. But we're going to put him on here. So see, if you do it with a long string, you just pull it around like that. And look how cute he is. Now, he's a little skinny. Just don't judge him for being too skinny. Just like you can't judge me for being chubby. All right, so, all right, again, I could trim that a little bit better, but look how sweet this is. Just turns out really nicely. Sisters of the Poor. Maybe the building is pretty new, I think, but I don't know. It could be the same organization. And so, oh, Anita worked there. Oh, that's nice. All right, guys, so that is our ruffled tote bag. Again, the kit is going to come with the fabrics that you need. It's going to come with the instructions. It will also come with, I'm going to resize this, but it's going to come with the templates for making little bag tags to go with it if you want to. I will check orders. I'll probably come in either late tomorrow to see what orders are in there, so you've had a chance to do it all, or first thing Thursday, and I'll get those all cut and sent out to you. Betty, thank you so much. I appreciate that. Sherry, that's a good idea. I'll mention that to Gloria and see if she'd like to do that too. I know Tommy has a connection with Mario Lemieux. He actually, Mario had been his coach when he was young playing hockey. So, all right, everyone. I think that's it for us for today. Thank you again so much for being here. I really appreciate it. I think there is a machine class. I don't know which machines at 3 o'clock. And so Sophie's looking it up right now so we can tell you. Jenna, thank you. Karen, thank you. Kathy, thank you. Oh, you guys are so sweet. Bernina. Love you so much. What's that? Bernina. Bernina. So some form of a Bernina will be featured in this afternoon. And by the way, Hoosiers. Just don't forget. So, all right, everyone. Like I said, I have an appointment I have to be at next Tuesday, and so would we put a ruffle on the boy ones? Why not? I think it would be cute. I think we moved all the fabric from the kits already, but the boy one, not boy, but the animal one. Here, Sophie's grabbing it. Here, guys. I think it'd be really fun with the ruffle. I think my boys would have liked having a ruffle too, and I made it a very neutral. It's kind of a gray-blue color. But look how sweet these are. So it's all it has all kinds of little animals and numbers. And so, all right. Yes, Troy, it's the Bernina. And so, all right. Thanks again, everyone. I will see you in 2 weeks. And so we're skipping next week. But yes, Hoosiers. So, all right, guys. Bye-bye.